Of course. Here's the full story in English, written in a child-friendly and magical style. Rainbow Sparkles Bear. The Secret of the Rainbow Forest. Once upon a time, beyond the green hills, there was a magical forest called the Rainbow Forest. The most wonderful thing about this forest was that after the rain, a rainbow always stretched across the sky and passed right through the forest. Its 7 colors touched the trees, painted the flowers, and even made the birds' wings shine. In this forest lived a curious little girl named Minel. Her favorite thing to do was to take her small basket, walk through the forest, pick flowers, and try to talk to the birds. One day, when the rainbow was shining brighter than ever, Minel went into the forest. But this time, something was different: silence. The birds had stopped singing, the bees had stopped buzzing, and even the leaves had stopped moving. Minel felt a little afraid, but her curiosity was stronger, so she kept walking. Soon she saw a tiny light on the ground. When she bent down, she realized it was a fairy. The fairy's wings had lost their glow, and her face was pale. "Help me, little girl," said the fairy weakly. "The heart of the rainbow forest has been stolen. That's why the forest has fallen silent." Minel gasped. "The heart of the forest?" The fairy nodded. Yes. At the very center of the forest, there was a crystal heart. It made the birds sing, the flowers bloom, and the colors shine. But the evil gray fox stole it. "If we don't bring it back, the forest will fade forever." Minel stood tall. "Then I'll help you." The fairy smiled and gave her a small golden key. "This key will guide you. But remember, it is useless without courage." The journey begins. Minel walked deeper into the forest. The first obstacle she met was a wide, rushing river. There was no bridge, and the water was too fast to cross. Just as she started to worry, a huge brown bear appeared. "Who dares to cross my river?" growled the bear. Minel was frightened, but she spoke bravely. "I am Minel. I must save the forest by finding the heart that the gray fox stole. Please let me cross." The bear narrowed his eyes, then laughed warmly. "I like your courage, little one. Climb onto my back. I'll carry you across." Minel thanked him and safely crossed to the other side. The misty clearing. After walking for a while, Minel reached a clearing covered in thick mist. The fog was so heavy she couldn't even see her feet. Then she heard a whispering voice. "You will never find the way, turn back." Minel felt afraid, but she remembered the golden key. She held it tightly, and suddenly the key began to glow, opening a clear path through the mist. At the end of the path, a bird with bright blue feathers appeared. "Well done," said the bird. "You did not listen to the darkness. I will help you." The bird dropped a glowing blue feather into Minel's hand. "Use this in your time of need." The final challenge. At last, Minel arrived at a cave. At its entrance stood the gray fox, his eyes glowing red, his voice sharp and cruel. "This is mine. I will never return the heart. With its power, I will keep all the colors for myself. The forest will fade, but I will be the strongest." Minel stepped forward bravely. "No, the heart belongs to the forest. Its power must be shared, not stolen." The fox sneered. "You are just a little girl. What can you do against me?" At that moment, Minel held up the blue feather and the golden key. The feather rose into the sky, and the key unlocked the crystal heart. The cave filled with brilliant light. The gray fox screamed and staggered back. The light washed away his evil, and he shrank into an ordinary fox with no power. The awakening of the forest. Minel placed the crystal heart back where it belonged. Instantly, the forest came alive again. Birds began to sing, flowers bloomed, and a rainbow arched brightly across the sky. The bear roared with joy by the river, the blue bird danced in the air, and the fairy sparkled with new light. The fairy bowed to Minel. "Without your courage, the forest would have been lost. From now on, whenever a rainbow appears, know that the forest is smiling at you." Minel smiled, filled her basket with flowers, and returned home. And from that day on, every time a rainbow appeared after the rain, Minel looked toward the forest and smiled, remembering the day she saved its heart. The end.